What the fuck, Jay? Jay just had to do it. He had to wait for the cough. I saw him like start to do something, so I'm like, maybe he wants to say something at the beginning. We got like
Gah!
we got like 2 seconds of
At least I'm muted.
we had a little like weird electronic noise right before you got to the mute. But yeah. Good morning, Geeks and Gamers Daily. It's Friday. Finally the end of the fucking week. And we're here together. What's going on, Jay?
Not much. Good to be good to be here. Good God. Crazy. Man, last night I was telling Ryan before the show got started. Last night was the technical maybe opening day of Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando. August 28th. They opened the doors.
Was it actually last night or was it the night before? Did they maybe do a staff only thing the night before that?
The night before was it was like staff kind of thing.
Yeah.
This was the premier ticket. Now what they normally do for this weekend, they charge around $500. I think it was 440 like with tax and everything to get to be the first ones into Halloween Horror Night. Now what Universal promised, what they've done year after year, is that it's very low attendance. Plus, you can get all the food. You could try all the food, things like that. So the minimum wait time would be probably like 15 minutes a house. There's still no recording inside the haunted houses. A lot of people get that premiere pass, so they could be the first. They could talk about it and all that stuff. Well, last night was a disaster for Universal because they oversold that ticket, and so many people are upset about it. This is just one of many showing the wait times that actually skyrocketed some nights to 75 minutes. So you're paying like $500 to get in there. So you can be the first and that you can have an experience at Halloween Horror Night before I guess the regular crowds get in, because these wait times will skyrocket to 3 hours.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, like, if those are the wait times, that's almost kind of what I would expect going into that.
I agree.
Because
I didn't
like you said, you see these things go up to 3 hours for the regular line during the normal Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah,
So.
easy. This person writes, he tags, of course, Universal. What are those premium Scream Night wait times at Halloween Horror Nights? I was promised staggered entry, which is not happening, and the wait times are through the roof. Did you let in more people than last year? This is just one of tons of posts that are saying the same thing. This person is he's having a meltdown over it. Universal response: sorry to hear about your disappointment with our wait times on the premium Screen Night. Please send us a private message. To make this very clear, Universal, this is not what I paid for. I feel like asking for reimbursement for how this was handled.
Good luck.
Yeah, but like he shows pictures of like long lines. Plus, like it was like storming here in Orlando, so most of these people got drenched just for walking around and being a part of it. They had pictures of the food line waits were about an hour because a lot of people want their free food, and a lot of complaints on the food being subpar either for the night. I don't know what these people expected. Apparently last year the average wait time was about 15 minutes per house, so I guess they were expecting to pay the $500 roughly, get a bunch of food, walk around, and be able to go in and out of whatever house they want to without long wait. But nothing but complaints this morning for Universal for this event that happened, and it's happening over the weekend. I guess the official launch for Horror Nights is tomorrow. So, and it's going to be, some people are going to be able to get in a few hours early. They do all this crazy stuff when it first opens, and then it's often running in September. It's often running like regular Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Every now and then they'll squeeze in a Monday. Every now and then they'll squeeze in a Wednesday. It's not every day during the week. But check your times. If I were to give you, if you were gonna go to this and you're asking me when's the best time to go, if you're not buying an express pass, Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday. The weekends, Friday and Saturday, are going to be insane. And let me just show you what the average ticket costs for going for a single day as of right now. So if you were going to go this weekend, they're going to charge you $120 for the opening weekend for a single day ticket. Then they kind of space out. You can see like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, $90. There's an $86. If you're seeing the lowest price tag, that means obviously they're expecting a lot less people, so you'll have a better experience. The higher price tags, they're expecting a ton more. So interesting that on Halloween it's only 110. Usually by this time, people have got it all out of their system for Halloween Horror Nights. They want to go do something else. But yeah, these Saturdays at 135 for a single day ticket. Now, if you want to add the express pass that they're selling individually, it starts at around 170. So on top of that, you're going to add $170. Now, sometimes they throw a fastball in there and they didn't sell as many as they thought they were, and the price does come down. Doesn't happen all the time.
Sometimes it goes up though.
Yeah, sometimes they don't. They sell out so quickly that the price will go up $20. So, Halloween. It's
my recommendation is
Sunday. I'm trying to get there Sunday to go live for park hopping. At least walk around the scare zones. Maybe try some of their spaghetti pizza that they have there. We'll see.
In my experience, it's 100% worth paying for the express pass. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go without it. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree. I agree. Unless you're just going there to eat and do the scare zones. If you don't want to do the houses, yeah, because 2 to 3 hour waits for houses means you're only going to be able to do 1 or 2, and your entire night is going to be standing in line. And I always record the one video. I know you remember, Ryan, like where we like go through the express. There's like 1,000 people on either sides as we like tunnel through past all of these people just waiting hours.
That's my favorite feeling in the world, bro. my favorite feeling in the world is like flying by all these people who are miserable because they've been waiting for 2.5 hours to just see me go straight to the front of the line. That's the best feeling in the world, man.
They all stare at you like, how rich is that guy? He was able to afford the extra.
And then you feel like that way every once in a while because they do some like super max VIP stuff that's like ridiculously expensive where like they'll walk you and your group around to different places and just bring you right in. I have no idea how much that shit costs. Probably a lot. But every once in a while you feel like that guy because of some VIP, some random person comes through that's got a bunch of oil money or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. You stand there and watch them. Guided tours. And they ain't waiting in no line. They get taken right to the very front. So anyway, Halloween Horror Nights in August. Off we go.
Keenan, ever hear the song Renegade by Styx? Yes. I have. Keenan Endanu for 5. Mobland character you want surviving the whole series? 100% Harry. Maybe Kevin, but Harry, obviously. Tobias Nexus for 5. I agree with Bella Ramsey. Don't watch The Last of Us. Watch Daily instead. Then go play The Last of Us 1 while ignoring anything after that exists. Well, thank you, Tobias. Maybe people will listen. Youngstav, Bella Def playing MODOK or Squirrel They. Also, nope, not watching Last of Us Season 3 or playing 2 again. I lost my soul playing Last of Us 2. Worst ending ever.
You remember those leaks back in the day? That's kind of like, was your big launch, like one part of like your channel's history? It was like the leaks came in that Joel was going to be killed. Do you remember people telling you that you were crazy, that there's no way that they would do that back then? where people like, there's no way they would kill Joel off. Those leaks are fake.
It was very like shocking, like the idea, and then like the thing came out, the video came out, the screenshots came out, everything, and yeah, that was 5 years ago. That is one of the things that launched my channel. And to be honest, if they hadn't false copyright struck me twice, I probably wouldn't have talked about it all that much. Like they 100% Streisand affected this shit when they started striking people that were criticizing and talking about it, because then that got even more attention than like the leaks themselves. And so then I made like 100 videos on Last of Us 2. So thank you, Neil Druckmann, for false copyright striking my channel twice. Wild Man for $2. Looking good today, Ryan. Thank you, Hagrid. Jay, get fucked. Logan Johnson for $10. Happy Friday, gay boys in chat. If you haven't already, go check out the Sisu 2 trailer. Looks absolutely amazing. Hail to 199. Have a great and safe weekend. Thanks, Logan. Appreciate it. Have a great and safe weekend, Jay.
I'll try.
Let's see. Ever see the song Venus by Shocking Blue?
No.
Not that I can, doesn't ring a bell. George Ramirez for 5. Salutations from Universal Studios. Ryan and Jay going to Halloween Horror Nights in a few hours with my Express Pass. Hope things go smooth and hope to meet you guys one day.
You going today? Man. Congratulations, man. Are you going to be there tomorrow? Or Sunday, I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say you're not going tomorrow, so why would that matter?
Yeah. My days are all messed up.
Angst Kitten for $2. Jay, have you ever done the Scream early thing?
I have. It's good. The only thing is, like, the scare zones don't really take effect till it gets dark. They look kind of cheesy because you could see everything. The smoke doesn't really settle, but you go there specifically. And then the only other problem about the early thing in the past, and maybe it's changed, is that they don't have a lot of the food and drink items ready. So some of the booths are closed, but to get there early, to get through the houses early without waiting like 3 hours, that's the bonus. So
the stay in Scream thing, especially if you're if you're already a Universal Pass holder, it's super easy, right? Because you're not paying any extra. Now, if you're doing stay in Scream and you're not somebody that goes there all the time and you're not a Universal Pass holder, that means you need to get a ticket to Universal for that day. And probably make use out of that too during the day before you do stay in Scream. And that for me, that turns out to feel like a really long day. Whereas annual pass holders, you can show up there at like 3 or 4, get something to eat, and then do the stay in Scream thing. And like Jay said, the best part about it is you get to do maybe like 2 houses before everybody's really there. And then things start to open up. So you can get a couple knocked out. Johnny's. You know, Ryan's like, oh, shit, here we go again. Whenever Jay goes off on another theme park topic.
It's the only way I know how to contribute around here.
Yeah.
I don't think Ryan minds.
Ash says they have a wrist.
He likes
Ash says they have a wristband this year. Yeah, I do think that that's the case. They're not doing like the queue. I heard that they're not doing the like queues anymore for, hey, stand in this line for 15 minutes while you wait. They're doing wristbands. So maybe that'll go over better. Over on the Rumble side, B. Barrett for 2. 3 golf clubs walk into a bar and order drinks. The putter orders a beer. The bartender asks the third, what can I get you? Just a tea. I'm the driver. Get it, Jay?
No. I'm the tea. I'm the driver.
He says just the tea. I'm the driver. Get it? Tea is in the drink tea because he's a driver.
Driving.
I mean, it's a terrible fucking joke, but I get it.
Tea box. Yeah. Okay.
Sandstorm, Ryan, will you go live this weekend? Happy Labor, chat. Jay's a cutie.
Hey,
Jay gets
thank
some
you.
love. I'll be going live on Sunday. For my normal streams. Actually, I'll be going live 3 times on Sunday for Sports Wars, our Capos Live, and then my normal channel. And then Monday, fuck my life. So, Logan Johnson, are either you going to see 50th anniversary of Jaws tonight? Jay is.
Yes. Not tonight, but I think this weekend I'm going to.
I think I'm going to go try to see Primitive War tonight after FNT.
Is it still like, so they extended it?
They did, yeah. And it's like when I was looking around on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday or whatever, the only ones I could find, Wednesday and Thursday, the only showings I could find were in like halfway to Tampa. But I do think there's some in Orlando like late tonight. So maybe I'll try to see that.
I can't wait. I do think the Universal Studios side has the worst generic Jaws popcorn bucket. I think I'd have to go to Regal to get the better one. Because I really wanted that sipper cup, the barrel drum sipper. But if I have to, maybe I could find it on eBay. We'll see.
Jessica says, why is it limited? Because it's a tiny little movie. Like it's a tiny little movie with a small budget, a small like indie thing, and not as many people are going to go see that. So not as many theaters are going to go carry it. Maximus for 199 says, shiitake. Thanks, Maximus. George, thanks, guys. Going tonight. Halloween Horror Nights. Tomorrow, Epic Universe. Ryan Charlton for 20. This is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because. You remember the song that never ends, Jay?
It's a lamb, right? Lamb chop. This is the song that never ends. And it goes on and on, my friends. Yeah. Some people started singing it. That's as far as I got.
I found that annoying even when I was a child. But yeah, I do remember it. Jay, let's talk about Bella Ramsey's ugly face. I know the chat loves it. Anytime we have a Bella Ramsey topic, whether it's her saying that she wants to be Spider-Man or something surrounding The Last of Us, I know the chat loves when Bella Ramsey gets put in the thumbnail. But I promise there's a good reason for it. There's a good reason for it. And it has to do with the tried and true routine that we've seen over and over again in the entertainment industry over the last several years. When you have something that gets a ton of backlash, when you have something that loses viewers, when you have something that fails, when you have something that's a disaster, all too often, whether it's the director or a writer or, of course, a star of that show, they come out and they say, you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't have to watch this if you don't like it. Well, now Bella Ramsey's doing that. We talked actually earlier this week about The Last of Us Season 3, how they're starting production before they even have everything written. Well, Bella Ramsey may have just given a lot of people some reasons to not tune back in for Season 3 after Season 2 was a disaster. Bella Ramsey on critics of The Last of Us Season 2 going into Season 3. I would say you don't have to watch it. If you hate it so much, the game exists. You can just play the game again. You don't have to watch it. You know, Jay, one of the problems for that, and this just shows like a clear disconnect from this fucking retard, is that people hated the fucking game.
That's right.
People hated the fucking game. And the reason so many people hate this show is because they adapted the fucking game. The game that split the fan base. The game that had so many people leaving the franchise. The game that pissed people off. You decided to make that game into your Season 2. And now, of course, Season 3 as well. They're splitting it up. Like, how much more disconnected can you get? Like, Yes, they made some changes, but the primary reason that people are pissed off with this season of Last of Us 2 isn't because they didn't do a good adaptation of the game. It's because people hated the fucking game. And it's what we said from the beginning. If you adapt this, it's going to be the same result. And here we are. And now she's taking this tactic.
I thought it was I remember you calling it and you were like, there's going to be a whole new group of people that have no idea that Joel's about to die because they didn't play the game, and they're going to have the same reaction as the people that played the game. And sure enough, here we are. And wow, right on cue, Bella Ramsey taking the Hollywood talking point. If you don't like it, don't watch. Every time someone has come out and said that, I really feel like their brand, their TV show, G4, is that what it was called? All of it just, it seems to go away because you're telling people you don't like it, don't watch, and not understanding the criticism. Maybe if you listen to the criticism and understood why people are upset and why they hated it, maybe you could change it, to understand your audience. But obviously not. Obviously not. I think Frost made that famous too, right? But people have been saying that since her.
Well,
she's like, don't like it, don't
that,
watch. Snap their finger and then did the whole white girl dance.
Look, we have seen this in response to Star Wars. We've seen this in response to failures from Marvel. We've seen this across the board, right? That this is the reaction for people that are like their livelihoods depend on, getting another season of this or getting cast in another thing. If you don't like it, don't watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. Instead of saying, there are much more like understandable ways to answer this, to be like, I understand there's a lot of backlash that some people didn't really, like the story or the direction, but we've taken some of that feedback and we're hoping to turn things around for those people and, hope you enjoy it. Come out and enjoy season 3. We just want to put out a good product. There are easy ways to handle that don't involve, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And then say something as dumb as just go play the game. It already exists. That's the fucking problem, is you're making it based off a game that people hated.
Right. And yeah, and you're absolutely correct. That is the stupidest thing you could possibly say. If you don't like it, don't watch. Well, we'll see how many people watch the next season then and took your advice. Someone in the chat says she looks like a foot.
Yeah, I'll be real. I'll be real, Jay. If my foot looked this ugly, I'd amputate that shit. I just tell people I had diabetes or something. Had to get it cut off.
I hope they add more lines like "I'm gonna be a dad" and all that stuff. I hope they just completely triple down. Then people will talk about what the heck happened with The Last of Us. That show is doing so well, and then season 3 came and nobody watched. They could do some studies. Like, well, maybe it was the foot's problem. I don't know. Good luck.
I'm gonna be a dad.
Good luck. I thought for an instance that maybe they were going to do a little switcheroo and keep Joel alive. I really did. I thought they were going to listen a little bit and be like, just beat him up, but he's in a coma, not kill him off completely. But
that's
no.
like a different, it would be a completely different story. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to adapt it, I don't know how you can get away with not doing it. Now, what I proposed that maybe they could do with it was change around the order, right? And instead of presenting these Joel and Ellie scenes as flashbacks, maybe take longer to get to that Joel death instead of it being in the first or second episode. Instead of it being in the first couple hours of the game, like they did in that. Instead, you see some of this stuff. You get introduced to Abby. You get to understand where she's coming from, like all these things that all lead up to maybe the end of season 2. You kill him off. I think that maybe people would have slightly different feelings if that had been the case. But the point of the game was they didn't want you to have that. They wanted it to be shocking. They wanted to subvert your expectations. They fucking sold the game by using fake trailers with an aged up Joel going on an adventure with Ellie. They marketed the game based on a fucking lie to get people to buy it, because they knew that if they told you that within the first hour Joel was going to be dead and it was going to all going to be about playing as lesbian annoying Ellie or potentially trans Abby, Abby Smash, who just killed Joel, and that was going to be your playable characters in the fucking game, people wouldn't have bought that shit. They knew that.
No.
So they tricked everybody.
No, you're right. They did that to push whatever. Wasn't Abby's non-binary, right? Wasn't that like the big thing?
I don't actually think so. I think she looks it, right?
Yeah.
She 100% looks it, but I think technically she is a born human woman who is still a woman. Just somehow got access to like fucking steroids or something in the apocalypse. I don't know. Doesn't look great with the shirt off. We'll say that. But she does befriend like a trans child or some shit in the game.
Oh, nice.
Who gets fucking decked by some fat dude. That's still one of my favorite clips from that game, is when Fat Geralt fucking punches that kid like right into the side of a garage door or something. God, that was funny.
Good luck. I'm pretty sure after season 3, we'll probably get the headlines. We're not going to renew it unless it's already been signed for 4 seasons. So
I think it's wild to even try to stretch it out to 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a stupid idea in principle, I think.
I'm just saying, like, movie studios change the story all the time, like they change it to adapt to make a better story than what was done before. That's why I was wondering, like, if they would have just changed it, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, and obviously depending on what you're doing too, sometimes you need to make changes. Now, I'm all about staying as true to the source material as possible. However, if you're adapting, say, a book that if you're reading this book, it might take 15 or 16 hours to get through. If you're adapting that into a 2-hour movie, obviously you're not going to be able to fit everything in. Maybe you need to mix some plot lines together, or maybe take a couple characters and combine their plots to like, you can understand that stuff, right? When you're making movies, TV shows, you have a lot more time to explore things.
So because like Game of Thrones went ahead without the books, but then that last season was whoa.
I'm gonna be real, like the longer and longer that goes on, the more I just blame George R.R. Martin for being slow as shit. Like when they started this thing, it was with the expectations that the books were going to be finished, right? And you would think that in 10 years' time to write 2 books, that would be reasonable. Obviously, it didn't fucking happen. Obviously, not that the creators are blameless in the dog shit that they put out there, but I also think that the expectation was that fat lazy fuck George R.R. Martin was going to finish his shit. Keenan for $2. Do you think Waluigi should have his own game?
Sure. Why not?
Nah, I don't care. He's not a fucking main character. Come on. Captain Penguin for $5. Jay, I saw Jaws last night in 3D. Wasn't bad 3D adaptation in the popcorn bucket. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, like, if it wasn't made for 3D, it probably would be like extra blurry.
Zero, is she retarded?
Bella Ramsey, among other things, right?
I don't know. She self-diagnosed herself as autistic, so I don't know what else could be wrong with her.
What was she in before this?
Game of Thrones?
She was in Game of Thrones, yeah.
She was the little Mormont girl.
That's right. Okay.
Who got fucking picked up and crushed by the giant right after she had her big girl power moment of fucking Pokemon, which I thought was stupid. But I've said this multiple times. there are roles for Bella Ramsey in Hollywood, right? There are. Take Game of Thrones in an era like, this time that's kind of set, feels like set a long time ago type of thing where, a medieval type of setting where a lot of people, there's a lot of incest and people are really fucked up and they just look ugly and unhealthy sometimes and shit. Like that makes sense, right? She's perfect. 100%. All these marrying cousins and inbreeding and all that shit. She's perfect for a role like that. So there's jobs out there for her. Probably not Ellie, though. Tobias for 5. Ryan, I'm pretty sure you'll eventually turn into either Statler or Waldorf from The Muppet Show. Original professional trolls of media. What do you think, Jay?
Just Ryan sitting on a balcony roasting anyone that comes out and does any type of performance. I don't know if he'd leave his house that often, but maybe from his own home. I don't know if they were professional trolls either. They just spoke the truth.
Hey, did they ever get paid?
Funny. What's that?
You gotta get paid to be a professional, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Fish Vagina for 199 says, good morning, boys. Good morning, Fish Vagina. John Ease for $5. Kelly Sue DeConnick, more likely the OG of If You Don't Like It. 100%. A lot of people in the comic book industry. No doubt. Logan Johnson for $20. I might be in the minority, but I think the show did a little more damage than the game since they made Joel a soy boy, Ellie a mutant potato, and just utter retardation on top of that. Not by much, but just enough.
They definitely did accumulate a group of people that were enjoying the show that weren't playing the video games, because the reaction of Joel dying, making the headlines and all that stuff again after it's already been out there before, and people not even giving a chance to looking it up and seeing like what happens to these characters. So they definitely did develop a secondary fan base that they probably lost.
Yeah, look, the first season, despite the butt fucking episode, with the exception of that, overall, it was pretty well received. And season 2, the people that had no idea what was going on, what they were walking into, shockingly, they had the same exact reaction as people did to the video game 5 years ago. This is what we said would happen. Cable Watson, if you had to choose Whoopi, Bella, or Elliot Page, I'd fucking end myself. Yeah. Alucard for 2. I'm in a bottomless pit of hippocampus shiitake.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Sensei Pause. To anyone going to Halloween Horror Nights, they fixed the issue they had with the Terrifier house. You'll need a poncho if you don't want to get soaked. That's on the wet side, yeah?
Sensei Pause. Are you going to go Sunday? Send me a text. Trying to see if I can get someone to sneak me in.
Or not.
Yeah, so apparently the Terrifier house now is like a light, misty rain. So it comes from the top. Like a blood rain.
I don't want to get blood on me. Harry Brownhole, 4 human unmutilated faces. You have watched sports now.
What are you doing, Harry?
Thanks, Harry. Magnum Norse for 5. Last of Us TV show vindicated everyone who hated Last of Us 2. It certainly helped.
That's
certainly
true.
Helped. Richard the Dungeon Crawler, remember for 8 months. Ryan, who would you consider the most successful serial killer of all time? And how do you take Jay out if you had to?
Oh, my God. Is it that bad?
I'll be honest, I need Jay here, so I can't really kill him.
God dang.
Like, it's either that or
people
Jeremy,
want you to kill me?
What?
Now people want you to kill me.
I think they're just it's a hypothetical. I feel like Jay be very.
First of all, I'm a big guy, right? Ryan's got to like get 275 pounds. He's got to drag that around unless he does the Dexter method. Just cut me up in a bunch of little pieces.
I could kill you a million ways without having to put my hands on you, Jay. That'd be easy.
That's probably true.
But I do think it would be fairly easy. Jay's kind of oblivious when he walks around, so it wouldn't be that hard to like just ambush, pop, gone. You know, Halloween Horror Nights. This is what would happen. We'd be going through Halloween Horror Nights, and Jay'd be doing his thing, scared, and we get up to like one of the corners where like no scare people are, and I just pop, shove him in there and like keep walking through like nothing happened. And 15 minutes later, somebody will find Jay, and they'll be, oh my god, they won't even. They'll just think it's a prop. Jay will just be sitting there dead at Halloween Horror Nights for a long ass time, probably until they close the thing down, and then people realize this isn't a prop. This is real. I'll be long gone after that.
I figure if people wanted to get rid of me, they would just invite me on a cruise and push me over the side.
You can't swim?
I don't swim well at all.
Really?
Not that. Yeah, I'm not very buoyant.
That's surprising.
Sink like a rock. Down I go.
I don't know. The most successful serial killer of all time. To be honest, we've never heard their names. Like that's the thing. I guarantee you, there are people out there that have killed a fuck ton of people that are serial killers, but we don't know their names. They're so good that they haven't had like these people make these connections or whatever. There's got to be dozens of them out there like that. A lot of people die every year. The ones we've heard about, yeah, they might have done some like crazy shit, but also they got caught, which means you're not successful, in my opinion.
Number one killer, I think, is
Ted
woke
Bundy,
white women.
Ted Bundy could have like. Ted Bundy got caught, right? Killed a lot of folks. Could have got caught. That motherfucker just like ruined the entire thing. That dude just randomly had to walk with Florida State campus or something. Like he was scot-free. He could have been in the wind, but he just couldn't control himself. Just starts beating people to death with logs and shit in sorority houses. What an idiot. But anyway.
Who's the guy that ate people? Which one was that?
A couple of them.
Dahmer? Was it Dahmer?
But Jeffrey Dahmer specifically, yeah, he did that a little bit. He was a gay serial killer.
Yeah.
Who killed gays. Well, some people, mostly gays.
Then he ate them.
The crazy thing about him is he was just like such a lonely fucking loser fuck that he started off by like trying to make zombies, basically. He would like drill into people's heads and pour acid in their brain, hoping that they would stay alive but have no cognitive function, so that they just would, so he'd have company. Imagine being that much of a loser. That's the steps you have to go to get people to spend a little time with you.
Maybe I would just move or take up a hobby class or something if it got that bad.
Now, Udite says Zodiac and Jack the Ripper famous but never caught. It's tough for me to count Jack the Ripper.
Isn't Zodiac like Ted Bundy? I mean,
Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz's dad or whatever.
Ted Cruz, yeah, that's what.
So it is true. Zodiac. I'm pretty sure that we know who Zodiac is. If you guys are like, I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucking obvious. But yeah, he killed what, like 6 or 7 people or something. Jack the Ripper, that shit doesn't count because I'm gonna be real. Hundreds of years ago or 100 years ago, whatever. If you got caught doing something, you had to have been really fucking retarded. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no cameras, no DNA, no finger. Like, if you got caught doing something, you had to be really stupid and like mess something up really badly, I think.
I actually agree.
Captain Penguin says, "Good morning, Cowboys fans." I'm gonna be real. Not happy. Micah Parsons is gonna be going against the Bears twice a year. But what do you do? Alucard. It was supposed to say hippopotamus. Stupid autocorrect. It said you said hippocampus, I think.
Yeah.
Spaghetti fork. LMAO. What? Is that a joke about you, Jay?
I don't think so. The only time I mentioned spaghetti today was like the spaghetti pizza. That's just from Five Nights at Freddy that they're serving at Halloween Horror Nights. They just put spaghetti and meatballs on a slice of cheese pizza. People weren't really happy with that. I don't know if that meant anything. It's probably over my head, like most things are.
Well, Wild Man for 2. Can we stop talking about serial killers, please?
Yeah, especially how I'm gonna die.
I've obviously got it all planned out. Jay's rethinking taking me to Halloween Horror Nights now. Curtis D. Hello, everyone. John Wayne Gacy, then Robert Ridgway, the best and scariest serial killers. You mean Gary Ridgway? Gary Ridgway was the Green River Killer. I mean, he just killed a bunch of hookers and shit. Like, got to choose your prey wisely. You know, people that aren't good, there's not going to be a lot of questions asked when they disappear.
John Wayne Grace, was he a clown?
Yes, John Wayne Gacy was the gay serial killer, Democrat Party activist who lived in Chicago, who killed a lot of like youngish, like teenage, basically, like 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old boys, and then buried them in his crawl space.
But it was Ed Gein that most of our movies are made from. That guy that would like wear people's skin.
Mazza Soprano. Jay still won't boot up Space Marine 2 with me.
Oh man, forget that game.
Why?
I have no interest in playing that game with anyone, including myself.
Derek PG Beller for $1.
What was that noise? Was that a fire detector? Did you hear that?
No.
Chat, did you hear that? I heard a ping, like someone didn't put a battery in their fire detector. All right. Maybe it was just me.
I didn't hear anything. Maybe it was like from my computer. I don't know. People said yes. Some people said yes. I didn't hear a thing.
Mike's fire alarm went off.
I don't know. Derek PG Beller for $1 on Rumble says, Jay, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, not Five Nights at Freddy. How you say it makes it sound weird. It actually does really bother me that you say it wrong.
Five Nights at Freddy's? What did I say? Five Nights. I just forgot
you
the
say
S.
Five Nights at Freddy every fucking time you say it. And I've stopped mentioning anything about how it's inaccurate. I just let you go.
My bad.
It's all right. Now you're going to be self-conscious every time you say it. Jack the Ripper killed during a Mickey Mouse era. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Lakers ring, right? It's like the Lakers bubble ring. Shit doesn't count. Jeremy Griggs' dad, you boys coming over to watch college football tomorrow? Boomer.
No.
Thanks, Jeremy Griggs' dad. All right. We got a Star Wars announcement yesterday, Jay.
I know. I broke it.
You broke it.
No, I'm saying I shared it like at the last minute of the show yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It broke the news.
Well, we do have news. A Star Wars movie has officially gone into production, and it's not the Rey movie. It is Starfighter. Sean Levy, director for Deadpool and Wolverine, also involved in the Stranger Things franchise. It's his movie starring Ryan Gosling and now a lot of other people, as we just heard. It's officially going into production. Lucasfilm announces casting for Star Wars Starfighter. Today, to mark the start of production on Star Wars Starfighter, Lucasfilm's announced the full cast for the upcoming feature film from Sean Levy. And I think we have some of that right here. Ryan Gosling, Amy Adams, Aaron Pierre, Mia Goth, Matt Smith, Flynn Gray, Simon Bird, Daniel Ings, and Jamal Westman. Or Jamal Westman. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be spelled. But there you have it. Can you believe that we actually have a Star Wars movie that's going into production? That's not just a fake movie like Mandalorian, which is essentially just Mandalorian season 4 that they've repackaged into a movie.
The standalone Star Wars story said 5 years after Episode 9. So I guess that means Rey could be mentioned.
I believe that the intention for this is to have it be a true standalone, not be
just
like, oh, right, here comes Oscar Isaacs. This is Poe Dameron guy. Like, I don't think the intention is to have any of that shit. I think it's just supposed to be a standalone. And I think that's the smartest thing for them to do.
Correct.
It's a big fucking galaxy out there. Not everything needs to be Mandalorian when you're bumping into the most famous people in the galaxy every 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Is Sean Levy, isn't he like co-producing this film as well? So he's gonna have like a little more control over this than like maybe the regular studios. I thought I saw something like that. I could be wrong, but
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he was
that could
also
be a good
producing.
thing.
Yeah,
that could be a good thing too, if they just kind of like let him do his thing. But kind of interesting how they paraded Daisy Ridley out just a few years ago, talking about the movies that she's going to be in and how they're going to get all this stuff done. And it seems like we have more information on this film, just like you said, than Mando and Grogu, which is supposed to come out next year.
There's got to be I think that there might be a trailer for that attached to Avatar.
Mando and Grogu, they might do it that way.
Because that's supposed to come out in May. Avatar comes out in December, 6 months out. I think there's a high possibility that we get a Mandalorian and Grogu trailer attached to Avatar.
If it's the same one that they've already showed, that it's leaked out there. I'm sure you could find it again if you had to. If they're going to show the same one they showed at the D23 or at Star Wars Celebration, the one that they showed at Star Wars Celebration that I posted that got taken down in about 3 days was Mandalorian's trailer or a hallway scene, excuse me, where he fights stormtroopers. So what do you like? What are we expecting here? A standalone Starfighter. So are we talking like, we're not even talking like X-Wings and TIE Fighters type stuff. Maybe it's just, like you said, just a little story that happens on a distant planet far away in the middle of the First Order's done. If it's 5 years after, they said.
Mm-hmm.
So the galaxy's kind of in a disarray, right? I guess like no one's really in charge.
Jay, I'm gonna be real. Who fucking knows?
I'm just trying to just wondering.
Like, who fucking knows what state the galaxy is in? We don't even understand the state that the galaxy was in during the sequel trilogy.
It's true.
Not really. We don't really know what the case was with the New Republic and the Resistance and the First Order, and then it gets turned into the Final Order, and we don't really know. So to be able to ask, like, what the fuck's going on in this, I don't know if I can tell you. I don't know if it's going to involve starfighters that we're actually familiar with. I don't really love the name Star Wars Starfighter in general. This is what I'll say about this. Disney Star Wars is broken. I don't think there's anything you can do to fix Star Wars at this point. If you asked me to point to a movie or any project that they potentially have either in production or are trying to get it in production. So if you're telling me Mandalorian, Dave Filoni's movie, Ahsoka Season 2, the Rey movie, even the bullshit like Taika Waititi potential movie, any of this stuff, the one thing that I would say this has the chance to be a decent thing would probably be this one, right? With Sean Levy. And I know that not everybody's a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine. fun movie, kind of fucking stupid in general. Sean Levy also is involved in Stranger Things. I think he's competent in terms of actually getting shit out. If there's one thing, I like Ryan Gosling as an actor. If there's one thing that I could be like, this has a chance to be okay and not a horrendous piece of shit, it'd probably be this movie. If it actually is disconnected, I think that's the best thing for them.
Correct.
I think they should ignore any of that shit. I think they should have probably said it further than 5 years away, personally. But
no, correct. Do you remember in the first The Force Awakens, did they destroy Coruscant and the leadership? Was that the planet? I can't even remember, dude. Like, I blocked that stuff out.
That was Hosnian Prime. They didn't destroy Coruscant.
Okay. But that was where a lot of the leaders were, right, of the galaxy at the time. So a lot of them died. So they killed that planet or blew that planet up so that they could take control of the galaxy to get rid of a lot of the leadership that was there. All right. So I was just trying to put some pieces together, I guess. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. If it doesn't talk or even mention any of the characters that Disney Star Wars has made, take place on a planet we've never heard of, maybe not sand, I don't know, and deal with a story that doesn't interact with anything else, you're right. This probably has the best chance to succeed. But it's gonna be that's wild, like, because we got a Star Wars film coming out next year and then the year after. So maybe this is the new trend. They're gonna try to knock one out every year.
Well, I mean, it's been a little bit of an absence for them. But actually a project that was announced and is going into production. Unlike the Rey movie, which was announced like 2 years prior to this.
Good. Maybe Rey will never be made. The problem with the leadership at Lucasfilm, when something is a hint of success, they just grind it into the ground. Like the Mandalorian, I really believe it was supposed to be just some sideshow on Disney Plus. Yeah. The announcement wasn't really that big. It was just kind of like, hey, well, we're gonna have our first Star Wars show on Disney Plus, so everyone can enjoy it while we focus on other things. And then the Baby Yoda thing became
like, let's double down on this.
And now it's just like, no, now we need a movie and 4 seasons and all that stuff. And they're just like, they're squeezing, man, that lemon.
It's like Jeremy with a joke. You know what I mean? Like, he finds somebody he thinks is funny, he will pound the fuck out of that thing. Like, until the next thing. If any title should be changed, Star Wars Starfighter. I don't love the name Star Wars Starfighter. Metal Slave for $10 says Starfighter, so original. Keep the last Starfighter out your fucking mouth.
I wonder if that's one of the lines.
In true Will Smith fashion.
You are the last Starfighter, and the rebellion needs you. Dun, dun.
What rebellion, though? Like, Jesus Davila with a gifted membership.
What's up, Jesus?
Thanks, Jesus. General Order. Star Wars will never be better than Attack of the Clones. I've watched Attack of the Clones more than any other Star Wars movie. But it can be better than that. Sandstorm, no Ray, Jose. That's how Phil would say
it. Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. Jay Wink says, Ryan doesn't have the acting chops to pull off Stormtrooper 2. Oh, you think I need to be in it? Think I need to be in Star Wars Starfighter? Or you mean Ryan Gosling? I like Ryan Gosling in a lot of stuff. Don't like all his movies, but I usually like him. I usually like his performance and his characters, even if it's in movies that I don't particularly like. We'll see. I don't know what this fucking thing is going to be about.
It was kind of the beauty of Star Wars, I guess, that they would, when Lucas was making the films, they would just have actors that no one's really.
Yeah, like, look, Amy Adams being in a Star Wars movie is something I never thought would happen.
Yeah.
Aaron Pierre, we know Aaron Pierre is about to be in the Lantern show as well. Matt Smith, I think, is going to give you a great performance as a villain. Now, we've seen Matt Smith as a villain in movies that fucking sucked, like Morbius. But I like Matt Smith. I do. One thing that I think you can look at and be like, this is a little bit different from what we've seen from Star Wars lately, is instead of a young girl who's the key to everything, it does seem like we have a young boy instead. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I have no hope for Star Wars, but if there's anything that they could turn out a decent movie that isn't completely miserable, it might be this one. Problem is, you're still in the Disney Star Wars universe.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if you think if Mando and Grogu is like a massive failure, like it'll have a ripple effect, kind of like what Solo maybe.
I really want to know what the budget is going to be for Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, because if they filmed it mostly in the same way, with the exception of maybe some shots here and there, if they were able to film it in a similar fashion to what they did with the show, using the volume and all that shit. So think about it, a show for, 8 episodes in a season, and they were basically doing it for 80 to 100 million bucks. Obviously, a movie is shorter than even that. So say you upgrade a little bit. If you're able to manage your budget and make it for $150 million, that could be huge for them. Because then you're looking at something that, okay, $150 million, maybe $100 million to market it. $500 million might be your break-even point, which is much more achievable than if they spend $250 million on Mando and Grogu. I just don't see that doing enough, to justify that. But I don't really know how they filmed it. I think they could. If they do it like, it's going to look shitty, but I think you could control costs that way. That's why it was built. Like, that's why George Lucas invested in this technology. Like that the volume is a George Lucas thing, right? That he saw that there would be a way to film things like this, series like this, when he was looking to do an Underworld and it was going to be so fucking expensive. They started developing that volume technology to be able to do stuff that looked decent, but could be done for way fucking cheaper. And that is one of the benefits you have to that. When some of these Star Wars shows are bad, like Mandalorian season 3 or whatever, it doesn't cost $250 million like Marvel was making She-Hulk and Secret Invasion for. It only costs $100 million. Nader's Brick Channel. So what you're saying is Jeremy finds Beardo funny. Oh, because he keeps pounding and pounding. The one man who can save Star Wars now, Kyle F. The F stands for fuck your sister Katarn. But I also don't want Disney anywhere near the Dark Forces games or Jedi Outcast. I don't want Disney anywhere close to anything from the expanded universe. Fuck you. All these people are like, bring Sam Witwer back and make Force Away or Force Unleashed. Fuck you. Like, absolutely fuck you. Stop, don't let them take things that people actually still care about and turn them into fucking dog shit. Do your original shit. And I think that's what they should do with this. Do an original thing. Stay away. Stay disconnected from everything else. And I think that gives you your best chance for success. SC615 for 2. I hope we get Drive in Space from Starfighter. Oh, Drive, the movie Drive. Yeah. That's fun with Ryan Gosling. All right, where are we? I think we're caught up there. And look at that, Jay. We done.
All caught up on the mark. There's your hour, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.
How about that? So Jay's looking to go to Halloween Horror Nights this weekend, maybe.
Gonna try, but I'm definitely gonna go see Jaws sometime this weekend. It's gonna be cool. I've never seen it in the big screen, so I think it'd be kind of fun. Get a bunch of snacks ready to go.
I'm gonna try to watch Primitive War tonight. Hopefully it'll work out. I think he's playing late after FNT. I'll probably fucking fall asleep in the theater, to be honest with you. We'll see. And then I've got FNT. We got FNT exactly 4 hours from now, because I'm sure we'll start right on time.
Sounds like a great weekend.
Taker for 5. What do we know about the writer for Starfighter, Jonathan Tropper? Never heard of him. 8 years between Rise of Skywalker and Starfighter is wild. The name doesn't pop off the page for me, so I can't immediately tell you what I know him from. So I know his name's Jonathan. His friends call him John. Wasp for 199. Football season, Army versus Navy. Go Navy. You're damn right, Wasp. Go Navy. Go Navy. Fuck Army. Gomer for 5. Enjoy your football weekend. Ready for my Vols to give us a 3 or 4 loss season. Have a great Labor Day, y'all. Cheers. Hey, thank you, Gomer. Yeah, I totally forgot that Labor Day was even like a thing. Be real. Me and Jay will be here on Labor Day.
Exactly.
That's
means
right.
nothing.
Alucard for 2 says, like chivalry, Star Wars is dead. Thanks, Alucard. And Ronan for $5 over on Rumble says, and now for a safety brief. Don't drink and drive. Look out for each other. Don't forget to wrap your scout and don't milk Pedro Pascal.
Wise words.
Rip Star Wars. Yes, rip Star Wars. It's all over. Good to see you guys. Hello from Israel. Hello, Operation One. Thanks for the shekels. We appreciate it. All right, that's it for us. Hope everybody has a good one. We'll talk to you later if we survive the weekend, if Jay doesn't go to Halloween Horror Nights with me. Have you noticed with the start of the news talking about mass shooters, they stopped talking about serial killers? It's true. It's true, Jeremy the Cyborg. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stay safe this weekend.